Let's get into Ezra Miller. So this is interesting. Could you help me out real quick? So Ezra Miller is the Flash in the DC universe. My bad. You familiar with that at all? Batman and shit.
Flash, yeah.
So they changed who's playing Flash.
Maybe working on
the
it.
other kid.
Oh no, yeah. So that you're talking about the guy that was him in the TV show.
Yeah, in the TV show.
So yeah, no, he's already been changed. He's been in movies already.
Ezra Miller is trans.
Look at his cheekbones. I don't believe he is trans.
Or just cross.
No, I think that he has amazing jaw.
No. I'm just wondering about
what are you
the
trying
cross.
to say here, Paul? What are you trying to get at here?
I'm just.
What are
saying,
you pointing to?
I mean, would you say Young Thug is fucking trans? No.
No, I'm trying to reach at what we're getting to here.
Oh no. Okay, so no. Just
so
controversy.
are you just looking
through the pictures? I was just.
You're like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, like is it that he's?
Record all this for us?
Yeah.
Please,
what I should do is go ahead and put on what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay, so as we brought up this topic, this is what I saw.
Yep.
Okay.
So do you see where he's putting the two fingers together where they're touching? I don't know what that's supposed to
I was just trying to assume where Denzel would have a controversy with this person.
Well, hold on. I don't have any controversy.
Fucking tried your ass. But no, I love that, Paul.
I actually like this person.
My bad.
Well, no.
Okay,
What?
I apologize.
Okay. Well, no. Okay. So let's look up.
This is one of my favorite Harry Potter characters right here.
Who would he play in Harry Potter?
Oh no, in Fantastic Beasts.
Yes.
Who was he? I don't remember.
This is a Dumbledore. Oh, spoiler! It's bad.
He's Dumbledore.
No, I'm kidding.
No, he's a Dumbledore son.
Yes, nephew, son. He is a member of the Dumbledore family.
He's a son of a Dumbledore.
Long lost. They did not know that they were. It's again. You find this out in the second and third Fantastic Beasts.
Never mind. All right, and you guys also.
He's the most
my eyes
powerful.
are glazing over. Shut the fuck up.
He's the most powerful wizard. He's the most powerful wizard.
Yeah, does he like to fucking choke people?
The problem is he can't control it.
What?
Yeah, what's going on with
Flash
Flash?
too. He plays Flash too.
So he's being accused of like grooming people.
Oh shit!
So the Ezra Miller situation has taken. Well, go slow for me, Paul, because I'm gonna read some of this. Has taken a more disturbing turn. Ezra Miller was poised to become a bona fide A-lister. DC's The Flash, set to release in June 2023, puts them in the spotlight as the spitball. Okay, let me move forward. Well, here, let me just tell you guys real quick what we already are privy to, and we'll learn some more together here. One video where my boy here had choked a fan, and let me actually pull up on this end. I'm going to pull up another video.
So this says the Flash star has been accused of creating unsafe environments around some children and grooming others. Ooh.
There you go.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
Genuine need to stop trying to dance.
So is that like some?
Okay, but
is that like R. Kelly status?
Hold on. But two unnamed
Is that like
sources
some R. Kelly shit?
who spoke to Rolling Stone said that adults on the property have been farming marijuana, smoking it around the children, despite not legally allowed to do so. The sources also said there's a sizable number of firearms around the house, including an assault arrest.
Like David Koresh, literally.
Miller has been racking up arrests and dubious incidents across different islands in Hawaii for the last couple of months, but the story has taken a darker turn in recent weeks. On June 23rd,
Why is he in Hawaii?
an extensive piece revealing that a young mother and her children, all between ages 1 and 5, are currently staying with Miller on their 96-acre Vermont farm.
Beautiful.
The woman told Rolling Stone that she's found the home to be a healing haven for us after leaving an abusive relationship.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I don't like, because it's the weed and firearms part. Like, again, those are things that
Here, let me play this other video of him just real quick. So we
people
can
drink around the kids all the time.
Yeah. No, we'd like to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, is it legal in Vermont?
Love it. Love it.
Relaxing.
The kids love it. The kids love when I drink around. I'm kidding.
Giddy root.
Go get another drink for Pop.
Please,
Give me another brewski. Yeah. The bud this time.
No, like honestly,
Hey,
like,
well, hold on real quick. Because just so we can play this real quick, because I just hit screen record.
Let's do it.
Hi, this is Ezra Miller, aka the Bengal Ghouls, the Mad Goose Wizard, and this is a message for the Beulahville chapter of the North Carolina Ku Klux Klan. Hello, first of all, how are y'all doing?
Greetings.
It's me. Look, if y'all want to die, I suggest just killing yourselves with your own guns.
Or keep fucking with me.
Okay? Otherwise, keep doing exactly what you're doing right now, and you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god.
And then,
Dude.
we'll do it for you if that's really what you want.
What?
Okay, talk to you soon, okay? Bye!
Gangster.
Okay.
Why the KKK?
Hi,
So
this
can
is
I get my
Ezra
take
Miller.
He's on that.
Can I get my immediate
Ezra-
reaction?
Living like that.
Ezra's about that motherfucking action.
Yeah.
He said the Bendal Ghoul, the Mad Goose Wizard.
Yo,
He said,
time out.
if you want to die,
time
kill
out.
yourself or keep fucking with the kid.
Yeah, time out. So
Keep
this
fucking with the
dude-
Flash, and I'm on your ass.
This
You feel
dude
me?
is for real.
No, he's real life.
He's
Why they don't like him?
That's what I'm saying. Like so.
like, but what was really
did
wrong with the video?
Yeah. So hold on. So he's telling the KKK. So the KKK in North Carolina is threatening this dude for somehow or fucking with him, and he's basically saying like, listen, I'm a fucking end it if you don't. And and my thing is
Like
and
Taxi Driver.
Yeah, and my thing is, who's rooting for the KKK?
No one.
So
Nobody's rooting for the KKK.
so he's
He's
the
doing the
good
government's
guy.
job.
So okay, so hold on. So this man plays a superhero right now. Right now, he's being one. Now, does he sound sane? That's not up to me.
When he said
that's not up
when
to
he said
me.
I'm the
I'm
Bengal
not-
Ghoul.
The Mad Goose Wizard.
the way he went from you're
should be
gonna
locked up.
die. Okay, okay. Like I'm not a psychologist.
but no,
okay?
but
I'm not
but
licensed,
Loki, but it sounded like one of the Chirac videos, did it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yo, KKK, we're friends, right? Meet me whenever we can hang out.
Yeah.
I'm on that.
yeah, this man.
Facts.
Yeah, that's
And,
Ezra.
and
He grew
he's
up in that time.
protecting people who were in an abusive relationship. So I don't know what the beef is.
I mean, I don't
I
even
wanna show you-
understand. I don't even know if we have
listen,
context. on
Listen,
this.
I
I
am
wanna show you
so
one more
sorry
video.
for my reach and my assumption.
I want to
okay?
show one more video real quick.
I was wrong.
Learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal?
Whoa, bro.
Want to fight? Learn it?
He said,
Did you
bitch,
wanna
I'll put
fight?
you on
Is
your
that the
back.
That a
Whoa,
girl?
bro.
Put a woman down.
Learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal?
Oh, he grabbed her by the throat.
He put her in the choke slam.
Whoa, bro.
Okay. He's a menace to society. He's a menace.
Yeah, he's a savage.
Bro, he's on,
a menace
he's on the
to
fucking loose right now.
He's a straight up menace.
the Bendal Ghoul.
This is the Bendal Ghoul, the fucking master
man.
geese or whatever the fuck he
The
said.
Mad Goose Wizard.
Oh man, Jesus Christ.
Shout out to him though. Shout out to the back.
Yeah, bro. He's a savage, bro.
I mean, look. I
Not
mean,
to
I guess
laugh
you're
at a woman
right.
getting put down.
I'm not even calling him by his name. He's the Mad Goose Wizard.
I guess you're right at the end of the day, where it's like at least he's targeting for the most part like shitty people with the
right.
KKK.
It's Batman right now.
He's
He
the-
is Flash.
The KKK Slayer. What's up?
So he plays a guy who beats
that's why I
up
sent
bad
you.
guys.
Where it's like,
okay?
where it's like GDK is like KKK. That's why I said
So hold on. So we
Ku
love.
Klux Klan killer. What's up?
So we love when actors like Johnny Depp and Leo
Oh,
and them
man.
buy into their character, right, and really dive in. Well, he's playing a superhero who beats up
He's a
bad
straight up
guy.
vigilante
So,
right now.
exactly. He's just buying into his character.
And sometimes-
I mean, he can't
he's
break
diving
it.
deep.
I
He's
think-
diving really deep into there.
And I think when he put his hand on the young woman's throat, I think at first she was possibly turned on by that. It doesn't look like she.
because she so was smiling.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was a bad thing at first in his defense, I suppose. But he did throw her to the ground, and I
He
think
didn't
at-
really throw it though. That was kind of slow.
okay, come on. no, at that
I mean,
point,
he set her on the ground.
yeah, it
Yeah.
didn't seem like she was having a good time.
right. It doesn't seem it was like
no.
she wanted to be there.
She probably wanted it.
I don't think that's where she wanted to go. I don't think that's what
Okay.
she saw happening.
Okay, come on.
Let's do this in the middle of the store right now.
Anyway,
You the Flash, right?
Jesus
Nobody
Christ.
You need a 1 minute man or whatever the fuck that Missy Elliott shit's called. Tell me what it is, Ken. Come on, man.
Minute man.
Minute man. That's just what it was. Yeah, not 1 minute man.
Nah.
That's facts.
Ain't no
Yeah,
problem.
I mean, I don't know, bro. He's fucking. I mean, the Bendal Ghoul,
Not
man.
the bottom.
Shout out him.
You know what I'm saying? Savage,
Yeah.
killer.
I'm glad he's out there fighting crime.
Yeah, man. He's doing the good Lord's work.
Yeah. You guys want to talk about some of these laws before we get up out of here?
Yeah, man. Let's talk
man,
about
let's-
let's dive into
Let's
it.
hit it. It's
let's dive into it.
9:15.
Can we hit the
It
gun?
might as
Can we
well.
hit the gun laws?
No,
though,
we'll
first?
hit that one after
Next year.
Next year. Yeah.
when they
All
actually
right.
fuck.
Well,
with it.
look.
Is that the biggest concern that we have going right now? I mean,
We got Roe versus Wade, man. That's
Yeah.
the biggest concern
Yeah, that's
right now.
that's the, and then what they also want to put on the table, which let's not look at which side's doing.
Well,
all
hey.
this.
So with Roe
Well,
versus
which
Wade, I
side is
think-
doing it?
Well,
Which
real
side
quick,
you saying?
I'm not saying.
Well,
anything.
before we get into any of the specifics,
hold
I think
on.
one thing to like lay out first is that I believe that the beginning of the Roe versus Wade, like when this got
70s.
No. I'm saying like as far as like the initial flashpoint for this was that Mississippi wanted to uphold. I think it was 15 weeks. 15-week limit on abortion was the initial reason this got brought to court. Was that right? We were listening to that? I believe? Yeah, 15-week limit. And then it got escalated to the point of repealing the law altogether. And yeah, so I mean, either way, we could talk about it. I just thought that was really important. The initial, yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, honestly, so that's what I guess one thing that I wanted to kind of talk about. As far as state by state, do you think that first and foremost is something for me?
It is state by state right now.
No, but I'm saying even before that,
not.
people could put their limitations on it. And I'm saying like with Mississippi, I believe it was, that's what they were fighting in this case. That was what started this, was that they wanted to uphold a 15-week limit on abortion, which like not that like I said, I don't know. We need to really get into specifics. We'll look it up.
That's a long time.
That's what I'm saying. For like 15 weeks almost seems like in hindsight, like
dude, that's
damn.
4 months. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, like that's something that almost seems like arguable.
Well, that's okay. So
Go ahead.
let's dive down to the basic fundamental principles of this. What kind of country do we want to be? Okay, and do we want to be one that is a Bible thumping country, in a country that is freedom of religion?
Well, that's how it's written in the Constitution.
It's not at all.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Jamie, do you have the video? Do you have the video hot and ready?
Do you have the Constitution? I don't want a video. Bring up the Constitution.
I'll bring up a professor talking about it.
Tell me what you want to tell me.
So what do you believe? What is your belief?
But a phone a friend.
But my belief is irrelevant.
Survey says
so.
It's not irrelevant. I mean, that's why we're talking about it.
Or do we want to be a country that follows science?
Well, no. What I'm saying is, it is in the Constitution to separate.
So what do you believe?
So in the Constitution, there's separation of church and state. The First Amendment is no law shall be passed based off of religious belief.
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, are you talking about my religious belief?
No, your belief on Wade versus Roe
That-
versus Wade.
That shouldn't have been touched. That people should have the fundamental right to choose, based off of science, based off of not your personal belief. Again, my personal belief is that I would never use abortion as a contraceptive. I would never use abortion to abort my child unless my child was not going to make it throughout the pregnancy, or my wife wasn't going to, unless a medical emergency. But that has nothing to do with anybody else.
So you believe you should be able to wait 15 weeks?
Again,
come on,
15 weeks for what? A medical emergency?
No, just an abortion, period. No emergency, no nothing, just an abortion.
Again, it depends on what the science says.
15
let's
weeks.
see what it says.
Dude, that's 4 months.
Yeah, I think that's interesting.
Again, personally, it doesn't matter what I personally want. It's what everybody has the access to. It's not that, hey, by law you have to get an abortion.
I'm not saying a woman couldn't get an abortion. I'm just saying,
but you are though. If you reverse this, now you're saying that they can't.
Well, you're saying it's not their constitutional right, but you're not saying they can't.
Right, but now
you're saying it's up to the states.
Now it's on the table to ban it, which is what they're going to do.
So the way it really works is when the court ruled
13, which just move states. There
were 7 states that instantly, when they ruled, you can't get an abortion instantly. Then there was other states, after 30 days you can't get one, and the rest of the states, they're voting on it.
Now where does this come from?
CNN.
No, I'm saying where does the push to ban it come from?
To ban it, I mean, I don't know.
A religious belief? Because in the Bible, which does it say it in the Bible? Does it bring up abortion per se?
I'm not sure.
Like so.
Well, I think the argument's being made is more so state rights. You know what I mean? That the states have the decision to make. So just to be clear, because I'm gonna moderate for the most part, but I'm gonna like in my own personal opinion, I think that it's something that should be protected, and I was open to either side at the beginning of this to delve deeper into it, because I thought it is an interesting question to say, is it a constitutional right? Because I think that's what kind of gets lost in the emotion of this argument, is that what the Supreme Court's job is to do is to determine whether or not it's a constitutional right. Mm-hmm. So that's a complex question. But after I've done my own research and thought about it, I believe it to be. But I think that the main argument that's being made, the main good argument, because I think another argument that is being made is a very religious argument, which I also would kind of discount based off of just the separation between religion doesn't dictate our laws.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead. I'd love to hear how you feel about it.
I personally believe a woman, if you lay down and have sex, unprotected sex, you know you can get pregnant. Let's not be stupid and not say, oh, a man should wear a condom. No, you should make him wear one. But so you just, if you get pregnant, you got pregnant.
But Paul,
if a woman gets raped, incest, all those type of things like that, or if my wife, she can't have babies anymore, but if she could, if she got raped, hell yeah, I want her to have an abortion.
But in states like Alabama, you can't.
Yeah, there's even states where that's not possible.
Well, no, I agree.
But
that's where Roe versus Wade
you can't.
It doesn't give that protection.
That's the problem. Now what you're saying is great job, but you just said, hey, I want to reverse this. Now whatever you say about your feelings that it can't happen is irrelevant because the law is going to be that they can't. So in Alabama,
I don't think that law should be that way.
So in Alabama right now, they can't get it. And if you conspire to help, you're right. And I'm disappointed, more than disappointed. And the problem is if you conspire to help somebody get an abortion, leave the state to get an abortion, you are punishable as well.
Also,
Disney
those are problems.
Amazon, I think it's Disney and Amazon.
They will pay people to travel.
They'll pay for it.
But
so
again,
you gonna sue that whole conglomerate?
Even the fact people have to do that though, isn't that kind of crazy?
But the thing is, like you were saying, okay, but unprotected sex. So that's the only way you get pregnant. Condoms aren't 100% protective. You on the pill, that's not 100%. Both my siblings were conceived while my mom was on the pill.
Well, also the other question is like, so you feel like the person is a person at the point of fertilization when you come inside of a woman?
No, he don't.
No, I'm asking you.
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, is it because I honestly don't know. I mean,
okay.
But
well,
I say if you waiting, damn, 4 months. Come on.
But hold on. Well, okay, that's not. I'm not necessarily talking about that. But I'm saying let's just talk about your own belief because obviously, you're probably the most hesitant.
I don't think you should get an abortion unless if it's medically. No, I ain't gonna say that. No.
No, but I'm saying like at any point. What I mean by that is I'm not talking about any of the
crazy stuff.
The crazy stuff. Yeah, I'm saying like you just like you said you knew you could possibly get pregnant by having sex. So now you got pregnant. Say it's a week later. Like at that point, you think that's an unethical decision to make?
Yes.
Okay. So now this is my only issue with that. Really? You said you don't know. You know what I mean? Like when I asked you, I said like, well, so like at what point?
When does it become a person?
Yeah. You said I don't know.
Well, it's always a person, really.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, one thing I want to say is initially you said I don't know.
No, but now I'm thinking about it again. I mean,
I feel you. Okay, so then you think once the egg is fertilized, you think it's a person.
I don't know if it's a person.
Okay, then that's what I'm saying.
You shouldn't be able to get a
but hold on, time out.
Abortion.
Okay, but you're saying I don't know. This is all I'm going to focus on. Is the statement I don't know? Then you shouldn't be dictating or making laws based off of I don't knows.
Right.
You know what I mean? You shouldn't be saying, well I don't know if it's a person yet. You shouldn't be able to have that abortion.
Does it have a heartbeat? And does it have a brain? No, it doesn't have all that.
It doesn't have that till after 15 weeks, though.
You've had sex and now it's growing into something.
Okay.
So no, I don't believe it's a person. No.
Your person.
Okay, so
wait, let me
you're pro Roe versus Wade. You're pro Roe versus Wade.
Yeah, you're confusing me because you're going back and forth a little bit.
No,
we're on the same team.
But God has put something. Is it a person by creation like what we call a person? No, God has put something in your body to grow.
No, but to you, but in your opinion, not in my opinion.
Separation of church and state. He does not pertain to this.
In my opinion, no.
Church and state.
No, yes, because in my opinion,
because you have to separate it.
In my opinion,
not me.
That's by the Constitution.
They have to separate
the
law.
No, you have to do it for the law.
Kent's right that he doesn't have to separate it. But the point is that the law does.
Right.
Yeah. So you can't take your personal belief, which is based in religion, which is fine, totally fine. But then you can't like force your religious beliefs now, because if that's what it's based off of, then I don't agree. Like I said, the only argument that you could really keep, and I think that there's a lot of arguments that are getting based in what you're saying, which that's why I'm saying you can't really use that, in my opinion, anyways. It would have to be based off of state rights, 100%. You would have to say like, hey, states have the right to make their own laws, and that's the whole point. Like small government argument is the argument you can make, but as far as like an actual argument as far as like why you should be dictating that, I don't see why, because you can't prove that it's a person or it has a soul or whatever your argument is. You're saying like I don't know
into a person. That's what you know. You know it's not.
Well, you honestly don't even know. Well, you don't know.
If you don't
know if the baby's gonna be healthy.
Yeah, you don't know that.
No,
exactly.
So that's what I'm pointing.
But just because you have a baby who might have Down syndrome or something, you get an abortion? No, that's a challenge from God that you have.
People die from having babies more than getting abortions.
God's going to have more souls than the devil at all.
So when does a fetus? This is important information you're bringing up, Paul. This says when does
that's why you got to separate church and state right
when does a fetus have a heartbeat?
Lives.
Yo, this is important. When does hold up. You hypocrite. When does a fetus have a heartbeat? Around 6 weeks. So that's just important for your own argument.
Okay, so again, to me.
But
when you say God gave you that challenge, that's great for you.
Yeah.
And I believe I believe in God or like a supernatural being that created life.
Not God.
Right?
All right, go
I
ahead.
believe in God. I don't believe in man-made religion, but I believe in God.
So we'll be seeing you in heaven. Okay, got it.
Again, I don't believe
I don't believe in man-made religion either. But anyway, go ahead.
But
this is
really,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like
I didn't know that.
I believe in God. I just don't believe in what church says. Again, we'll get into that later. But but my thing is, it doesn't matter what we say because my sister doesn't believe in any of that. So it's just that her body, again, hypothetical.
Yeah.
Her body isn't developing the child properly, and it's best for everything just to terminate the baby.
Yeah.
Again, that's not up to you. That's not up to me. That's not up to anybody else. But that's the thing. That's why it's important to keep it legal. Again, when we talk about we'll just have the baby. Okay.
15 weeks.
Whether we like it or not, prostitution. Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah. All right,
Sexual workers are a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens if they give birth?
Give birth.
What happens with that baby though? What life does that baby have?
No, she's not giving birth.
Goes in the trash. Good luck.
Okay, so dead baby. So great job.
baby.
So it just
now
suffered.
she go to prison.
No, how? Who's going to know?
Now she go to
Who's going to
prison.
know?
Free stem cells.
We're getting flagged.
Some people can know.
No, again, there's so many like when all that could have happened was just like she could have terminated the baby when she found out. No harm, nobody knows. It doesn't hurt nobody. Again, nobody cares.
It hurt her soul and her possibilities of going to heaven.
Okay, but that's not up to you. That's up to her.
It's not an argument.
That's not up to you.
It's up to me.
But no,
Church
the
law.
You guys separate church and state.
About law, though.
The law can't be supported.
No,
but
by the Bible.
I don't separate nothing.
You have
but
to.
the law
By Constitution, then you're not patriotic.
But you're gonna wait the 15 weeks. The thing got a heartbeat at 6 weeks. It has a heartbeat. Now it's a person.
But there's an
something
argument.
growing. So 15 weeks is ridiculous.
So is it murder?
Your argument, though, I challenge you because your argument can never be spirit, soul, God. That can never be
whatever I make my argument.
No, not if you're talking about
no,
because there's rules. Because there's rules for the game. Okay, no, Kent, listen. Just hear me out.
You could be on the Supreme Court then.
Yeah, there's a
yes, he could because this Supreme Court's doing it.
Check this out. So it's like in this situation, there's rules to how laws are put together. So in this country, and on this land, there's a freedom of religion. So Paul has the freedom to have a different religion than I do.
That's in the First Amendment.
We don't build our laws for Paul based off of our own religion. That should never be the case.
Never.
Okay.
That's the whole point.
6 weeks it has a heartbeat.
Okay.
No, but you're saying
but
15 weeks.
you
going 4 months.
But the Roe versus Wade doesn't even protect it at all. That's the point. When that's gone, it could be rape. It could be incest. The shit you talked about.
Do you know that
shit doesn't even matter?
Yo, I don't totally agree with what them flipping.
Okay,
but at least
you
gotta adjust it.
But wait. The American government is the longest lasting government on the planet, right? Do you understand?
For real?
Do you understand why?
I don't know about that.
Intact government.
We were owned by somebody else.
The parliament? What are you talking about?
Freedom.
So wrong, I think.
No. We've never had a situation to where our government has been overthrown by another.
When was England overthrown?
They just killed a couple of them.
Like what's happened in Russia. It's happened in China.
What happened to England?
It's never happened in the U.S.
It's never happened to England.
I don't know. What's happened
England
in Russia?
has always been England. Ever since
Get in the comments.
USSR.
Ever since the 1200s.
The Soviet Union. I'm telling you, bro.
But they never took over England. England's always been England.
I'm owning shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
who owned it?
but where we go is
since England owned America,
Roe versus Wade.
and American separated, who came in and overthrown the American government, or what person has overthrown the structure of the American?
Okay, but what's your
government?
point in saying that? Let's get to that.
The structure has worked. So why go away from it? Why are you now
Okay.
trying to put church and state together to now shift the way that these laws have been passed? Because the problem is now
you can't say it worked
No,
because,
because
we're changing all kind of stuff now.
No, but here's the problem though. Because the problem is regulation. The thing is these laws have been changed for a while now. And it's been 20 years that some of these laws have been here. Mm-hmm. And now they're coming to attack them and overturn a lot of the ones that have been here. And society has already adjusted.
They overturning all kind of stuff.
But
I'm clear,
society's
y'all,
already adjusted.
just so I'm clear,
It doesn't make
at the
sense.
end of the day, I'm for
Roe
the
versus
same
Wade.
stuff. But the time limit for me is way too far.
Okay, and
I
that's
mean,
a separate conversation, but Roe versus Wade is just protecting
I think
the
a
right to
woman-
do it at all.
There shouldn't be a woman get raped, she can't have it. That's ridiculous.
So
I
you're
know
pro
that's
Roe
what's-
versus Wade, and that's the thing.
That's what's happening.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it needs an
But
adjustment.
now that's taken away.
I think in Missouri, a woman cannot get an abortion for literally any
and
reason.
they literally said rape or incest is in the verbiage. So
that's ridiculous. I'm on y'all side with that.
that's what's happening, and
And
that's what's
you
going
got
to
these
happen.
old
And to be
sick
clear,
fucks.
I'm not somebody that's for like a ton of regulation and a huge government, but at the same time, that's kind of what happens when you try to scale back
the
federal
Epstein
government.
effect.
And here's the thing. Now, what
because all these sick old bastards can't go to his island and get
now
off with these little
what the
girls,
Supreme
so now they
Court
got to change
now
all
what the
the
Supreme
laws.
Court is trying to say
Fucking
is
sick
take
bitches.
away gay marriage, take away basically gay rights. There was one more that they were putting up.
They're not
and
gonna
then-
change all that stuff.
No,
that's gotta put-
they were
gonna
saying the
change
same
all
thing. They weren't going to change Roe versus Wade. It's an
Clarence
amendment.
Thomas actually said
Yes.
that specifically.
Yes,
That
yes. And
he,
then-
he was like,
everything.
go ahead and bring up the gay bill.
Yeah.
Bring up all of them. He's
And
like, we want to
then-
look at those again.
And then the one out of
shit.
Texas, he flat out said Plessy versus Ferguson, which is the separate but equal, which is going back to fucking segregating
What you mean
people.
separate but equal.
Black people are equal but
okay.
separate.
schooling and stuff like
Yes.
that.
So bring back segregation.
Yeah.
That's literally what they're talking about.
Well,
And
that one
it's not
guy,
a
that one
joke.
guy was saying that he is wilding, and I mean, I know, but I feel you. There's a lot of things that like were based. So a lot of the argument is like, so with the
Well, you talk to some
He
black.
will.
well,
Bro,
go
listen.
ahead.
He won't sit for those cases.
with some
see.
listen.
I didn't think this was possible.
He's not.
Yeah.
Listen.
well, so
We're talking about starting a civil war. He will not sit.
in the
those
Constitution,
cases.
part of it, and a lot of this is built off of, and I'm going to play some audio here. I think it was the 13th Amendment or something like that, which is basically like that there could be more rights that we're not necessarily like putting in the Constitution right
Yeah.
now. Like
You
they
can always
specifically
add
say that in the
amendments.
Constitution.
Yes, you can
They
always
say
add.
like, hey, there's some shit that we're not really thinking about right now. So if y'all think about it later, like feel free to kind of like address
Yes.
that. So there's been like actually another one
Roe versus
is,
Wade was added.
Roe
That was
versus
one of them.
there's Roe versus Wade, and then there was another one where it was a medical privacy bill that also got turned over. So like the right to privacy, like the thing is like that's a state by state thing.
Yeah.
Like state by state will determine.
now
that.
your medical records will be public, which is fucking
well,
bullshit.
no, but state by
Divided
state they'll decide that. Which is the,
if
yeah, go
you're
ahead.
my bad. So if you're for the state by state, my thing is then let's stop saying you're patriotic, get rid of the entire
United.
union. Fuck it, be separate states. Will be like a continent like that.
Yeah.
Fuck it, because what's the point? When are we going to draw the line? And then when we want to go with the religious laws, let's really go, okay? Because here's the thing: the Middle East, they really beat their religion, right? So let's go back. Did you know?
Trying to tell you.
So
what I'm trying to get at,
Yeah,
bro.
that's exactly where
That's
we're headed.
why you separate church and state
And my
and leave
problem is
government.
this. Okay, so if we want to say abortion, which find the verse for me, but let's talk about some real verses here. Okay, did you know that only women, if you're not a virgin on your wedding day, you are to be drugged by horse to your father's doorstep and stoned to death? Let's bring it back. Did you know that ejaculation without procreation is a sin
That's
punishable
all
by
Old
death?
Testament.
But where
That's
do you
Old
draw? Whoa!
Testament.
But that's the real
That's
shit. So
Old
see,
Testament.
there we
Yeah,
go.
but
Why are we
Jesus
stopping?
said-
But you
No.
don't draw a line in the
No,
sand.
we don't stop.
That's Old
No,
Testament. When
no,
Jesus
we're not
died on the
stopping.
cross.
It doesn't matter.
No, it
No,
does
if we're
matter.
going
When
religion,
Jesus
then we're
died on
going
the cross,
religion.
we became
Stop,
under
then
a
it's
new
fake.
covenant.
In the
No,
Middle East.
we're not even gonna go there.
Bullshit.
Stop
Then it's
that.
fake.
Stop
Then it's
that.
fake.
Middle East.
Stop
Then
that.
it's
In the
fake.
Middle
I
East
don't care
can't-
what they do in the Middle East. I'm talking about right here.
That's an
But that's what
example.
we're doing.
No,
That's
it's a
the
new
same
covenant. I'm with you with the Roe versus Wade.
It's the same
but
thing.
they need to adjust that thing. But no, that's not the same thing.
Genesis
so
is
I need to go pray to a priest too. No, Jesus died on the cross.
Then take
so
Genesis
I can
out
do
of the
these
Bible.
things.
Then stop reading Genesis. And take it out.
have to.
But take it out because this is
here's
only
my
Genesis.
thing.
This is only page.
Now
book
pray
one.
to a priest or tell a priest to pray for me because I can go do it myself. Stop it.
When you draw a line,
I get the separate state from government and all that. Okay. But not no.
Well, listen.
Not
this
what you talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you talking about?
When you
I'm saying where we draw the line.
When you don't draw a line in the sand, right? And you're telling me that right now you have these right-wing politicians that want to do radical shit. You got these left-wing politicians that want to do radical shit. And you want to tell me if you go to a religion-based fucking government that you're not going to have people going back to the fucking Old Testament and going
I
crazy?
just said I'm with y'all on that. I'm with y'all on that.
That's why you have to separate church and state. Because if you look at the history of the church has not been pure throughout history.
You're right.
That's why the church
England.
should not matter. Anything that the church has to say about laws should be completely irrelevant because the church has manipulated laws.
Hold on.
Bro, the Pope was in fucking all types of crazy shit. We ain't gonna go there because we don't want to get flagged.
Hold on.
But you know what I'm saying?
Back. Let's take it all the way back.
So I agree with you on that, and I can agree with church separated from state. But what you was talking about,
that's why with women's bodies, it should be whatever the hell they want to do. It's your body.
This is supposed to be the country of freedom.
This is democracy.
This is the country of freedom.
Okay, wait.
Freedom.
It's a capitalist democracy.
Wait.
Hold on, let me finish. It's a capitalist democracy. So you should be able to. You have a freedom of choice.
Yes.
And you have freedom to make how much money you want without any repercussions, except for monopolies and shit like that. They put restrictions for a reason, but for that, it's a capitalist democracy.
If somebody was to knock off a 3-month-old, then what should happen to him? They already born.
That's a what?
A 4 month old.
To kill a 3-month-old?
3 months.
It's born.
You should go to prison.
All right then. So why they do that in Massachusetts?
What are you talking about? What?
You go look it up.
Yeah,
in Massachusetts, you have like 3 months,
3 months
and you
old.
can like just put the baby in the corner and don't feed it.
But how? Kid, stop.
So no,
how do you get an abortion after the kid's born?
Oh man, I don't know what to look at for this.
I swear to God, I'm confused.
Yeah, kid, that doesn't
look it up.
It's child neglect. You go to prison.
Yeah, so
it's something like that.
It's child neglect.
So if I will get it, if we can't find, I will get it and put it in the group text.
So you're saying that you're allowed to starve your child?
Some mess like that. Or like
wild.
abortion. Put abortion in there.
But that doesn't make any sense, kid. You can't abort something that's alive. I mean, that's born.
Look, I don't know.
All right, you don't know the specifics.
I mean, here I see.
I just heard it today myself. So I have.
Maybe we should have looked into it a little bit before we looked it up. Okay, woman whose dead babies were found in home cleared of murder. The Massachusetts woman who lived in a squalid, vermin-infested home where authorities found the remains of 3 babies was cleared Thursday of second-degree murder, but was convicted of lesser charges. Judge Janet Kenton Walker said prosecutors did not prove the 35-year-old... Oh, go back up a little bit.
Okay, he was on the case, man.
35-year-old Erica Murray caused the death of one of the babies whom she had been charged with killing and hiding.
This is not it. This isn't
going to give us an answer.
Back out. This is not what it is supposed to be.
Wow, this is dark shit, though.
That's sick. Yeah, let's go ahead and not ever move to that county.
Yeah, I mean, I you know, I guess I'm just confused how you abort a baby that's born. But
it makes sense to me either.
Okay. Well,
but I find it out.
Abort, Paul. You got to use special words. Abort.
Just say fuck it. Just say abort a 3-month-old. Maybe he's right. Fuck it.
Can you abort a 3-month-old in Boston?
Can you abort a 3-month-old baby? Like what? That is fucking wild. Like I don't even. You know. Abort a 3-month baby in Massachusetts.
Come on, man.
Yep.
Come on, Paul. You can get it, buddy.
Damn, this is real pressure too, because like this is being screen recorded. What are the current laws in Massachusetts? Abortion is legal in Massachusetts.
24 weeks.
Up to
Holy
24
shit.
weeks of pregnancy and beyond 24 weeks in case of the mother's health or, I mean,
that's too long. Okay, so see shit like that. Okay.
Well, no, but those kind of like that's what's important to have in the laws though, and like this just no longer protects that without the Roe versus Wade, like kind of like just protection in place is that. Well, no. I mean, like,
is it a hindrance?
No, it was the end part where it said like in case of like mother's health and shit. So like, yeah, it should never be in question if the mother's health. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I got sent some statistics that's in which were true. I looked into them that an abortion is actually more safe than childbirth for mothers, and I thought that was really interesting. Kent, that's pretty. Just fuck you. Okay. Gotcha.
But he's looking up some shit.
I'm trying to find it.
He's trying to find something.
Bro, no, but you can't abort something that's alive. Now I'm standing on that. I knew that was the truth at the beginning, but you confused me.
Yeah.
He
24 weeks is not out of the womb.
Like he found out on DuckDuckGo.
Listen. Look at that. Hey, how the fuck do they have 11 million fucking results in 0.6 seconds? That doesn't make any sense. God damn it. Witchcraft.
So again, like let's go back, okay? Yeah. So there's what 14 books that they took out of the King James version, okay, which all kind of benefited the church, and the reason why some reports say is what they said was that it was less costly for mass production without those 14 books. Those 14 books with books of Enoch and others just so happened to portray some of the more, kinder side of God, a wife and things like that.
Yeah.
So
they found the Dead Sea Scrolls.
When you look into it,
the real books
with the King James is kind of where there's a lot where you can say control. It's like if you do this, die. If you do this, die. If you do this,
there's like conspiracy legends to what you're talking about, like with like books that are underneath
throughout
the Vatican.
time. Think England taking over Ireland, they did under the name of God. And then you have the Crusades under the name of God. Slavery.
How do we
slavery? Hold on, slavery.
Those are extremists.
Slavery. They taught slaves
like, how
Christianity.
Would we steal those books,
right?
How would Nicolas Cage those books?
Right. So slaves. They taught slaves Christianity under the name of God. This is why you're here. Blah blah blah. Then the KKK ran under the name of God.
Again,
White Knights of Christ.
You have extremists,
but it's always been under the name of God, just like the abortion law. Under the name,
I feel you.
That's where it's at.
But the thing is, like,
it's always God.
But people will take anything and then they'll pervert it for their own use. So I mean, I feel you on that. Like, there's people during the Crusades and like fucking Ku Klux Klan and shit. Like, but it doesn't mean that the source material is evil because people take that and pervert it for their own.
6 months and have an abortion.
No, but again, that's different. I agree with you there.
15 weeks to have an abortion.
I agree with you there. You're
ridiculous.
Right. I agree with you.
All right, how? 15 weeks.
15 weeks got a heartbeat.
Brain activity, heartbeat, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why? All right, yeah, I got you. It's just the thing is you're applying
consciousness. I think you should stop it as
consciousness.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Like if the baby is conscious, then you should not.
There's brain activity.
Yeah, I mean,
not a heartbeat. You can't. No. You definitely can't say it's not.
The thing is, you have to.
There's in the wild, like baby animals get killed all the time. You know what I'm saying?
That's animals.
Just as much as you're respecting. But the thing is,
miscarriages all the time too.
This theoretical woman that we're talking about, she has to have as much rights as this theoretical child that we don't even know if a spirit exists.
Right.
For fuck's sake.
Right.
So it's like
this
you know what I mean?
Talking person.
Yeah, it's like this is
like you're telling a talking person what to do with her body.
So a baby that's born know how to talk. Stop it.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, okay, it's not so.
But that's what I'm saying.
The thing is, though, like, okay, it's not even about the baby. That's not even what we're talking about. We're talking about the woman.
We're talking about the woman.
It's like we have to consider the woman's perspective.
I agree with I already said I agree with it.
All right,
I'm just talking about the time frame.
We want to
the time frame.
Yeah, we'll change.
Okay.
But again,
so
what? But right now we can't do any of that. So. Yay, America!
Yeah. I mean, so what would be the course of action to really getting this all turned around and getting these Supreme Court justices out?
The House The House has to go against it, I think.
There's no term limit for any of these justices.
Which is a problem.
Yeah, that's stupid, too. That is very stupid.
They're not annoyed. They're not voted in. They're just the president chooses them.
Yeah,
which,
and our president has a term.
Guy.
And our president has a term, too. So how does somebody...
under them in a way.
Yeah.
Like, can they get impeached?
I don't know.
I don't
possible?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
so the only way that they lose their seats is if they die?
They retire.
Yeah.
Or they retire. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you get a Supreme Court justice to retire is the question.
Batman. We need people like Batman.
Should break their legs so they can't come to the court anymore.
Like
all
these people are like
because the one lady used to come like in a wheelchair or something.
Oh, I guess you can't impeach a Supreme Court justice.
I mean, Hey, I guess
You can. You can't.
As explained in Article 1 of the U.S. Constitution, the process much like the impeachment of the U.S. president. The House of Representatives would have to gather a majority. Oh, yeah, that ain't going to fucking happen.
You might want to look into doing this, guys.
That ain't going to happen. It's too political in this country. Ain't going to happen. The House has to vote it through, then the Senate. So the Supreme Court justices that they would have to vote out are on the right. Right now, the House has both. I mean, the right has both of those. They would never get voted out.
Right.
Well, here, I have a video that I wanted to share with you guys. We can, I guess, end it on this, and then we can head out for the night. This is a video that was sent to me. This is just some discourse on the subject that was on, I don't know what network it was on, to be honest. You might hear in a second.
Elie Mystal, justice correspondent for The
C-SPAN.
Nation magazine. Elie Mystal, you wrote on Friday in the wake of that Supreme Court decision that they took the most extreme course possible here.
Yeah.
Explain what you mean.
Yeah, so Mississippi initially only asked to uphold its 15-week ban on abortion. That violated what Jackson Women's Health was doing in Mississippi. They were providing abortions up to 16 weeks. People who think that they were providing abortions on demand are just factually wrong. They've always been wrong. And the Supreme Court could have simply upheld the Mississippi law without completely gutting Roe v. Wade. In fact, before Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, that's all Mississippi was asking the court to do. But once Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, once she was replaced by Amy Coney Barrett, once conservatives understood they had Republican control over the Supreme Court, they switched their arguments to asking the Supreme Court to completely destroy Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood v. Casey, which is exactly what Sam Alito and 5 conservatives were willing to do. So the way that this decision came down didn't have to be like this. They didn't have to directly overrule Roe v. Wade. They wanted to.
Okay, you didn't like it. They have to fuck it like that.
Have right now with conservative control of the Supreme Court.
As of Friday, can you explain what the 14th Amendment does and doesn't do?
The 14th Amendment, according to conservatives on the Supreme Court, only protects what the white male enslavers and colonists who wrote it at the time believe.
Crazy.
So if a dead white man didn't give you rights in the 19th century, guess what? You don't have them according to the conservatives on the Supreme Court. This idea that the 14th Amendment must always be cabled in the white men who ratified it. No person of color was allowed to write or draft or vote on the 14th Amendment. No woman was allowed to write or vote or draft the 14th Amendment. It was only a privileged group of white men who got to do it. And according to Sam Alito, if those white men didn't think you should have rights, guess what? You don't.
You're fine.
Do you believe the Constitution protects the right to an abortion? And if so, where in the Constitution does that fall?
This is the question.
The Constitution protects the right to abortion under the First Amendment's against the Establishment of Religion clause, since the idea that life begins at fertilization is a religious idea, not a scientific one. So it protects it under the First Amendment. I believe that the Constitution also protects the right to abortion under the Eighth Amendment, which bans cruel and unusual punishment. Right. So I would say forcing a woman to give birth against her will is cruel and unusual punishment. The Constitution protects abortion under the Ninth Amendment, which clearly states that we have unenumerated rights that the constitutional founders did not write down, still might exist. I believe you can find the protection of abortion there. I believe that abortion is protected under the 13th Amendment, which says very clearly that involuntary servitude is unconstitutional in these United States. Again, forcing a woman to give birth for free against her will would be involuntary servitude. I believe abortion is protected under the 14th Amendment, which says that equal protection of laws shall happen in the United States. And finally, I do believe that the abortion was protected under the 14th Amendment's substantive due process logic, which is what everybody believed for 50 years until Sam Alito said no on Friday.
Elie Mystal with us until the top of the hour at 10 a.m. Eastern, taking your phone calls. Phone lines as usual. Republicans 202-748-8001. Democrats 202-748-8000. Independents 202-748-8002. Go ahead and start calling in.
Written ordered. But yes.
But see, here's the thing. That's what people like me have been saying for a long time now, is this is the direction that these old Republicans have been wanting this country to go. Backwards. They don't like the changes. Again, when we were in school, there was a big thing was Dixie Outfitters. And what did it say on the back? Northport High School was in an uproar. They got banned from our school.
was the South will rise again with a big old Confederate flag. And what was the South's whole purpose? To leave the Union. They want to be their own country of individual states, right? That's why they had their own constitution,
terrorist
their
organization.
own declaration. Okay, so that's what they're doing right here. Oh, give the states the rights.
Am I wrong?
Notice how it's the southern states. It's those same states.
Before we get out of here,
No, not necessarily.
yeah, is it?
It is.
Well, you got the
Some
northern.
northern states.
What?
Northern states.
But again, the red states, right?
Bro, those
So
I
again,
mean, those red states got fucking Biden elected.
again, those red states are the same one.
So they say.
The red party is the same one that's saying
that
take
makes
away
sense.
all these other things.
Let's make that make sense,
segregation.
right? Them red states got Biden elected. Come on,
Talk
man.
heavy.
Come on, man.
Talk
And then
heavy.
you got them fucking go ahead. All these conservatives go ahead and changing laws and shit from 20 years ago. But Biden's the president.
That's that's
He
one of the
has no
things
control
that
over
that's one of the
that.
things that's
You know what they
shittiest.
did?
Yeah, go
Who
ahead.
appointed those
You know
Supreme
what they did?
Who
The
appointed
Republicans let Biden win.
to blame him for everything?
I think it was all.
They let him win.
One of the
It was all
shittiest
rigged.
things about this is,
Because
as
they
a
couldn't
country,
control Trump.
all the troubles that we've been facing recently,
Couldn't-
and
couldn't-
we're
couldn't-
focused on an old issue that we've already solved and moved past.
That's the
and it's
problem.
like we're moving backwards. We're focused on. Yeah, I mean, and we're
What we're
talking
doing
about
with women's bodies.
and we're talking about let's look at the gay rights bill and shit like that. It's like, bro, how fucked up as a country are we right now? And this is the shit we're like, what have we already talked about that we could go back and look at?
To just stir the pot.
That's not disturbing.
Let's just.
You know what I mean? Like, honestly.
the craziest
Again, it's
part
one
is, right?
side.
You say you got rid of Trump to stop the chaos and stop the people being against each other and wanting to riot and kill each other. But now you're gonna go ahead and literally just stir the pot with all these touchy ass subjects that are being fought.
Dead issues. These are dead issues.
Yeah, like they're already
That's
been
what's sick
passed.
to me.
Hold on.
Now you're gonna make it a problem.
Hold on. Give me 45 seconds, okay? Russia.
2001.
Okay. Who had the private meeting with Putin? Okay. All right. So bam. Okay. I'm not going to say a name. Then
Who said that was true?
okay. It was very true.
Who sucked Putin's
Who
dick?
said that was true?
He said it was
Anyway, go
true.
ahead.
They had the meeting to where there was only the translators and they were sworn with an Indian.
They didn't exchange wives, Kent? Are you gonna really say that?
So you got
Like
that.
Ukraine.
Then like I said, the gas companies, okay? Which side really has all the oil, owns the oil and has the oil money? Okay, those are up. Which side is the Fortune 500 people mainly on? Again, the CEOs even thanked Trump, and he even told them on his departure, "You're welcome for how much money I made you." The right is the same side that's doing all these backwards ass changes to the laws. I'm not the one that's doing it or making it up. I'm just pointing out the truth. Okay, it seems as if
Don't shoot the messenger.
the right's kind of doing something and then pointing the finger all at Biden. Again, Biden has been a joke, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying all these problems the president has no control over. The president can't.
He has a veto.
He can't veto this. It's not something you can veto.
Why not?
I'm still trying to find.
It's
get
not
out
in
that,
his
94
powers.
crime
That's the
bill.
thing.
What you gonna do about
every
that?
single
American
part
needs-
of government has the power to check another part of government. That's
The
how
House,
it's set up.
the House has to check it, and the House is controlled by which side?
Well,
side.
a point that was
How
point-
is that possible when we have a Democratic president?
Because the
makes sense.
president, the House,
That's
and
my
Congress
point.
are different. What?
It doesn't make sense.
Well, before-
if we have control, bro, they should have all three. That's
Before-
not
The
make
way
it
sense.
works.
But before
Yes, it
we
is how it makes sense.
before we
Got
get out
all
of here,
threes.
Kent, because you mentioned something about the gas, something that was interesting that's pointed out to me was that if you look at like gas in other places, which I guess we could pull it up, or if you could just take my word for it.
I got it. I got it
In
on
other
my
states
phone.
in America?
No, in other countries.
we are
Other-
What it is in
low.
other countries?
Yeah, it's more
right now in
expensive.
Georgia, it's like $3 and something.
Okay, but
Georgia,
where are
what
they
do you mean?
located on the map?
Georgia, the country, or Georgia, the fucking
State.
No, it's not. I just drove through there.
Well,
What
no,
was it?
It's 469.
Okay.
No,
a
but
dollar
still,
less
well-
than what the fuck we
but
paying.
Joe Biden's still the president of Georgia.
John Wall to the Clippers.
Again, but again, if the government controlled prices, why would every gas station be different? Because
I
they
mean-
control their own price.
Well, I think like in
the
England,
government
it's
doesn't have
more-
control over the price of gas.
Yeah,
They got
Not fully.
the control over the price of oil.
They got over the barrel, and then they lowered the price of the
Okay.
barrel. But the gas prices didn't change. Why?
For how many barrels?
Who makes the money?
How many
the
barrels?
the CEO.
They don't make much money off of gas.
Yes, they do. That's why
I'm talking about the gas station.
yeah, ExxonMobil, Shell, BP, they are the
Because
richest
they have
companies
their
in the
own
world.
Gas. They have their own gas.
Yes,
But
and that's
I was
who's
talking
making
about
the
gas
money.
Station itself. But anyway, go ahead.
But that's what I'm saying. That's who makes the money. That's who sets the price. So that's who you should be mad at. That's who
I'm
controls
mad
it.
at Biden. That's what I'm mad at.
why?
Because he's fucking me up right now.
What would you like him to do? So what would you like him to do differently?
He shut down the pipeline. He did all kind. What else?
The pipeline wasn't functional and wasn't complete.
Okay,
but he didn't continue the project.
Now everything has to be.
Who is making money off that project? That company was owned by who?
It's for the people. Who gives a damn? It's for the people.
Was it?
Bro, okay, here's the thing.
Where is that oil going? Where is that oil going? Because we were supplying Russia. We were supplying Russia with oil.
Trump is known as one of
Russia.
Trump is known as one of the best businessmen. Right?
Was he? He's known as a con man. He's known as a con man.
You know why?
Because Biden is the biggest racist in America.
He's a guy that was born on third base and thought he hit a triple.
In America and do it very successfully. New York City is built with mafia money and blood money. All those buildings are all that shit. All that. And Trump built half those buildings, bro.
Corruption.
So, bro, you have to be able to. You have to be able to work with people, and everybody's gonna make money.
Who gives a damn if it's
like who gives a fuck if you're doing good shit for the people?
Was he?
All that matters.
What did he do for you?
Bro, what do you mean?
Name
he did
the
a lot
policy.
of great things.
Like what?
He did a lot of great things for the economy. The economy was thriving back then.
So it was the trend was going up under Obama. It was going up under Obama, and then Trump, and then pandemic, and it went down.
No,
okay.
So, Trump was through the pandemic.
And it went down at the end of his pandemic. No, that was pandemic.
The economy was steady, bro. In certain places.
Why are they giving money
places
to all
that the economy was bad is when these fucking blue states kept their fucking cities shut down.
Way before the war, they was giving money.
Every single state that was doing bad was a blue state.
Well, they need to stop and take care of their own damn people.
Okay, so why are you not mad at every president for not stopping? Bush didn't stop. Trump didn't stop.
Trump stopped.
But
Trump didn't give a bunch of money, bro. What are you talking about?
Giving money
he was talking
when
about
your
building,
own country's hurting. When you have gas prices through the roof, I don't give a damn who fault it is.
Again,
and then when you have house prices through the roof, what you mean? Why are you giving money to all these other damn countries?
Biden was a joke.
Why are you letting immigrants come over here and get money? For nothing.
We're all immigrants. We're all immigrants.
No.
So,
man, you know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people, the Mexicans.
We ain't get no fucking 100K.
Exactly.
We ain't get no 100K when we immigrated.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm still weighing my 40 acres in a mule.
But again, all I'm saying is with gas prices, you can't blame the government. You got to look at what's going on in the world. Because
so why they giving money to everybody else instead of giving the money to us? Or giving money to BP so they can cut their prices then.
There's a difference between a bad president, a good president, and a great president, right? Where would you classify Biden?
Sentences.
In between bad and decent.
I would put him as he's a terrible president.
Because again, there hasn't been. What can you do with what's been going on?
He hanging on. Like you got so many people who have jumped ship except for you.
Listen,
but again,
he does not have the. This is my problem, right? We as America, we have a capitalist economy that's a democracy,
which has been failing us.
No, it hasn't. You know why it's been failing us? Miserably. Because we keep on trying to fucking hire politicians to do a businessman's job. That's the problem.
You can't run a country.
The country is a business, Paul.
No, it's not.
We export and import the most. We import the most shit in the fucking world.
What losses do you cut? What losses do you cut besides people, Denzel? What losses do you cut besides support? You don't cut losses with people in the country.
You stop sending your work
when your business is failing, you file for bankruptcy. That's what Trump has done.
Here's the problem.
He has filed for bankruptcy how many times? I'm not done.
It's not even.
How many times?
What did he do when he was the president?
I'm not
Stop
done.
talking about what he did before. He was a smart businessman.
You can't file for bankruptcy.
You know how many people file bankruptcy, Paul?
You can't.
A lot of smart, wealthy people do it.
You can't as a country.
So what are you complaining about?
You can't run them as a saint.
50 Cent filed bankruptcy.
Exactly. He can't run the country.
And he's a bro. 50 Cent got his money back up, and now he's a fucking multimillionaire again. That's what smart people do. You take the rule book and you work around it. That's the problem, bro.
And ruining our environment.
You want to have a moral work ethic. Okay, so you want to separate fucking church and state, but then you want to sit here and have a moral high horse. It doesn't work like that, bro.
Where does morals and church and state have anything to do with each other?
It's the same fucking thing.
No,
you want to? Yes, it is.
My morals isn't based on religion,
bro. Listen, you're practically saying, oh, you can't fucking sit here and manipulate the rule book to the game to your advantage. What does fucking sitting here have to be bankrupt? What does that have to do with anything? That was before he was the president. When he was the president, he sat here and he made America sit here and look powerful to the rest of the world. No, we literally controlled that. We put fucking tariffs on China. No other president would ever do that, bro.
What did it do? What did China do in response to that,
bro?
Look at what's going on.
Because we have a weak ass president that won't stand on his fucking 2 feet.
They did that before him. No, but again,
we still thrived. Hold on. We didn't have high gas prices. We didn't have fucking shit coming in higher price. No, bro, we were good.
So
the economy was thriving.
So the gas prices has nothing to do with the war with Russia. It has nothing to do with that. Yes, it does.
Because we want to put sanctions on.
We just went to fucking Saudi Arabia to get gas. Why didn't we do that before?
The world is affected in gas prices, and you're not listening to that fact.
Man, please.
So it's the entire world. It's not just one country.
We sit on the biggest fucking oil deposit in the world.
The entire world. So tell him to take the sanctions off of Russia.
Because we sit on the biggest oil deposit in the world.
Hey, man. Tell him to take the sanctions off of Russia so we can get the fucking oil.
How are you going to tax us? You know you're going to
take the sanctions off of Russia so we can get the oil.
But again,
everybody else will run out before we do.
How much better were we?
I'm gonna say it like that.
Hold on. How much better were we when he backed out of the Paris Treaty so that corporations can make more money for less regulations, have to pay to go through less hoops, when it ruined our environment more? And now it's so bad that even on Fox,
that shit started years ago.
No, hold on. It's so bad that even on Fox, okay, while I'm watching TV on Fox, an org, Republic, EN.org, is now running commercials with Republican senators saying, "Oh, we're sorry that we told you that climate change wasn't real, but we looked, it's real, and we need to do something about it." But you know what? We backed out of the peace treaty.
So every big decision, when Al Gore was running against Bush and he was screaming about global warming and everybody was telling him he was crazy.
Exactly.
So it started back then.
And once again, the right is always wrong, isn't it?
So how are you blaming the 4 fucking years that Trump changed the policy, bro?
Bush.
4 years he changed it, Paul.
Obama got us in the peace treaty.
It doesn't take 4 years for global warming to happen.
Oh my God.
That shit ain't happening anyway. It's a hoax.
Oh my God.
Come on, think about it.
When you're in something to make it better.
You're blaming him for something for 4 years.
And then you back yourself out. Why?
So Obama put us in the peace treaty.
Yes.
Trump took us out what he did in his second term or his first term?
He didn't have a second term.
That shit was a hoax anyway.
Obama?
Ain't shit warming
Obama
up.
did in the second term.
He did it in his second term, right? So he put the peace treaty in his second term. Okay, so he did that, 6 years later? He took us out of it, and it's a big issue? Maybe not even 2 years later? If he put it in 2000, when did Bush get Trump get in presidency?
So what's wrong with us being in the peace treaty?
You're blaming him
I'm saying
for something
why?
that he didn't directly affect by changing a law for the fucking corporations to make more money, to pay their employers more money.
They weren't paying us more money. Okay. They weren't paying more money.
Okay. Like minimum wage didn't raise in Florida when he was in president.
Why did it raise?
Okay, because he was president.
No, because the left fucking pushed for the law to be raised when they had the House. What are you talking about?
The left always
that's why minimum wage was raised, and the right said that. What is it going to do?
In the red state of Florida,
it's going to raise prices.
In the red state of Florida,
it all has to raise as a national on a federal level.
All right, so think about it. At the end of the day, they raise wages, and guess what? We paying for that shit at the pump and everywhere else any damn way. So it don't matter. You raises, and motherfuckers just gonna raise the damn prices of everything else. The shit is pointless to raise wages.
So inflation has gone up since 2000 over 24%. While wages stayed low, but wages is what's going to cause inflation.
What I'm saying
but it was going on when wages stayed low. That's some backward ass thinking that they want you to think about.
They're charging $5 for something. Now they got to pay the employees more. They're either going to cut the employees or they're going to.
Okay. Well, I just want to respond to what you're saying. So. And I think Paul's already touched on it, but that's already happening.
We're
already seeing like the price of groceries is up tenfold over the last.
But that's been since COVID. This bullshit. Nobody's
happening before that.
No, it's been happening before that.
McDonald's,
not like it is now.
Hold on, when I was in high school,
inflation is natural. It's going to happen.
I get that.
So then, don't you think that
wages
people's wage should increase with that?
It all depends.
Again, in Florida,
on what? Inflation is how much things will cost.
Yes,
people make $55,000 a year.
People wages, yes, it should go up gradually with inflation. But to have jumps, leaps and bounds, no.
But what are you supposed to do? If you don't make under $55,000 in your household, you're underneath the poverty line.
Again, what's crazy is
get a job and get some education and get your ass above the poverty line.
What's crazy is this:
I was once on food stamps and all that. My wife and I, and we continue to build ourselves to where we're not at that point anymore.
But when did you start building to do that?
From fucking day one.
Okay, so from when you turned 18, you started to build to get to that point where you
when I had my children.
Okay. So I'm
in the hole, I pay him $2,000 a week. There's no profit, I pay him $2,000 a week.
Make more fucking money. This is America. You don't make money, you're a fucking douchebag. Now what you gonna do?
Make more money. That's the spirit.
There you go.
That's the final sight.
But what I'm trying.
By the way, that's from the movie The Departed about the Irish Mafia. Right.
But what I'm trying to say is like to say that. You know what I'm saying? Minimum wage doesn't have to go up when inflation is going up.
I didn't say it don't have to go up.
It does have to go up. It's honestly, it didn't go up to a point where it's high and it's even close to what it needs to be.
My problem is happening either way.
It caught up to where it should be.
It did not catch up because everything else kept jumping up.
But what you're afraid of is happening already.
But why did it? Because, again, where we have a system to where it's all about capitalizing. If we were to just, if we were just to keep it and then say, listen, you can capitalize to an extent.
How you capitalize?
But then that's called a communist.
No, it's not.
No, he's talking about that could just be regulated
at all.
That could be just well regulated.
That's the problem when you capitalize with things like
when you tell someone you can't make a certain amount of money.
Look up what communism is.
And if you make it a certain amount of, so what happens if they make more money than they're supposed to? What are they supposed to do? Where's the money go?
You could be talking about like socialism.
It's again
without it being communist.
Let's have a mixture of the two. Tax reform.
You're going to tell Apple if they're selling more iPhones than Samsung and they're making double or triple the money that they can't make more double or triple the money?
It goes to hunger. It goes to the hospitals. It goes to police.
I don't want to do that.
That's a communist. That's communism.
That's not communism. That's not
dictating what they have to do with their socialism.
You don't know what communism is.
Or socialism.
Clearly.
Or socialism. It doesn't matter. It's not a democracy.
They're not the same.
It's not a democracy. It's not a capitalist.
No, actually, democracy and capitalism are two different things. Okay? Democracy is a structure.
They feed off each other.
No, capitalism.
They definitely feed off each other.
Capitalism is a financial structure. Democracy is again, voting is the way you pass bills. That's not financial. Again, the way that we capitalize here is the problem.
To be a truly free economy, you have to.
We treat
both.
Corporations better than the people. Why? Why is Apple more important than you? Or him?
Nobody said they were better.
But they are
more important.
But they're treated with more protections.
Because they have a business, you can protect your business and stuff too.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up something.
Again,
and their finances.
Again, right now the highest grossing businesses in the world are oil.
I'm not just
are oil, but yet you don't want to tell them that they can't make as much money while we're going through a global crisis because you're so afraid of government control that we can't put a cap on you becoming the richest companies in the world while we're hurting.
What company can be the richest? Because one of them gonna have to be.
Yeah, but Kent, but the thing is, you're worried about these rights of these insane corporations when really these things that are in place, they're impacting us.
They should change things.
90% of the
not their money or whatever.
Again, now up north, okay, they make more money. Now they have higher taxes, but yet they can live their life, then retire with a home there and buy a home here, while people here can't really do the same. Again, down south, we
have unions.
We have
the protect them as well.
There we go. But then a certain side usually tells you that unions are bad.
Regulation.
Okay, that's regulation. So then down in the south are the highest poverty rates. Okay, up north you have the highest wealth. In Canada, their inflation, their cost of living matches their wages.
I never said people can't get. So I know inflation exists. I'm not saying you can't get raises.
In the South, people lean a certain way, and then again, because they're told all these things, and all I'm saying is look around you. Look at where we're headed, and look around you. We are hurting, and everyone wants to point at one person who has
that's who they always point at.
And that's the problem. In this country, the president has less power than you think. The House of Representatives are the most powerful bunch.
In your state.
Okay,
really,
and that's who the House of Representatives are. The House of Representatives are the people representing your district.
Yeah, so
those are the most important people.
So if I have something I sell for $5, basically you telling me once I get to a certain amount of money, I need to start giving my money away.
Once you get to several billions of dollars, which is more than what a lot of countries have. Again,
okay, I can rock with that then.
Thank you. I'm not saying
billions of dollars.
I'm not saying that.
But that's where Apple's at.
I'm not saying that.
But they do allow you to buy their stock.
Okay, but
here's the problem with that, because then you have people like Elon Musk who's trying to do things to push society forward.
Yeah,
you're limiting his resources and what he's able to do.
Okay, then
only give Elon Musk $1 billion.
Again,
and do you think he'll be able to find
what the fuck I wanted to what my answer would be? And we're gonna pick up. Well, that's fine. So let me respond.
I'm just saying.
Then how about
all the philanthropy that all these dudes do?
You're right.
You want to limit the money they're gonna make? Do you think they're gonna donate as much money?
Stop right there. I have your answer. Okay, fine.
Do you think they're gonna be in America doing business?
Then how about there's a philanthropy whatever that all that extra money goes into to help society. I think of life as a societal approach, okay? Because again, we could all be really successful and really move along life the same way, and it not be so damn cutthroat at the top. Because again, where does it end? Right now, it's getting worse. Where does it stop?
No,
because nobody's going to tell.
Way, brother.
But how? I'm trying to figure out a way.
Real quick, I want to address something because kind of your point of view is that I'm not sure if this is the right person that I'm pointing out, but I think it was Jeff Bezos that I read an article that said that basically it was meant to shock you, but something along the lines of like that. Basically, he paid less in taxes than you did.
Yes.
Yeah, they all do.
No, but that should be the issue. That's the problem.
We're trying to
pay more taxes.
Right. So right now, so this entire time we've been trying to protect this idea of capitalism and your ability to make as much. We were earlier when we were talking about you should be able to make as much as possible, and YouTube are like they should be able to make as much as possible.
Here's why I think
they should pay taxes.
Whose tax cuts are they benefiting off of?
Here's my view on it. You're getting mad at Jeff Bezos, right? But how many families does that motherfucker feed across the world?
Why does that mean he shouldn't pay taxes?
Because you're taking money out of his pocket that goes to those people.
He should pay taxes.
He should pay taxes, but you're gonna think he's gonna get taxed billions and billions of dollars, bro. That he probably donates.
Not billions.
That he probably because
he
a lot.
Doesn't
well,
donate.
They donate.
He donates a lot of money, bro.
Dude,
that helps
yes, he does, dog. You think he's not paying taxes?
I think
because he's not donating money.
I think that the tax system needs to be adjusted as far as where the money goes. Okay, like for example, Charlotte County. Did you know that over 40? Did you know that over 40? Did you know that over money? Did you know that over 40% of our tax budget went to CCSO? And that their answer for body cams was that they don't have the funding. Okay,
that's some
makes
bullshit.
sense.
I believe that people should pay taxes.
So
again, if he has his own organization and he dictates how his money's funded.
I don't care because here's the deal. Because we want to talk about money, right? Oh, we got a recession, but the top 1% controls like 90% of the money in this country, and they don't pay taxes. Taxes is how the country gets its money. It is in the Constitution. Read the Constitution beyond we the people.
That was against the law.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Taxation without representation is what they were talking about. But in the first paragraph of the Constitution, after we the people, it states that there will be taxes for the general welfare of the people. Okay, that is the thing.
Our economy is a trickle-down effect, Paul.
Okay, but
you
when
have to have these people with this money so they can spend it, and it trickles down.
But they don't spend it.
Yes,
they don't spend it.
They spend it very lavishly, Paul.
No, they don't.
No,
it
you're wrong
sits
on that.
in their bank accounts forever.
He's right.
Jeff Bezos just built a fucking crazy ass fucking yacht and took down a bridge.
I mean, I don't think they
paid a bunch of money back the next day.
He paid a bunch of people to take down a bridge and put it back together.
They don't spend it because they hot. They
can't spend it in America because America tries to tax them through the roof.
That's why we have to print more money, is because we don't have it. It doesn't go back.
Was renting his house.
You guys are trying to tax the rich more, and they are taking their money and putting it in other places. Because you're trying to more. Because every time they turn around, you're trying to fuck their money up.
They're not paying taxes at all.
They're evading taxes.
If you had a family member, if you're a rich person, you had a family member. Every time you came around, the motherfucker was tapping your pockets for $5,000 to $10,000.
Does he live in my fucking house, Denzel? Does he live in my house for free? Because that's this country. Listen.
Nothing is free in this country, Paul.
No, listen. I'm gonna tell you something.
I'm gonna tell you something. When they accumulated their wealth, Paul, they still had to pay bills. They still had to pay their mortgages. They still had to take care of their families.
In this country, we're all equal, right? And this is where I get passionate about it.
Do you think they were all rich from the start?
Listen, I don't give a flying fuck. You pay your taxes. You're not better than anybody because you made more. I don't give a flying fuck. You pay your taxes. Bro. Bottom fucking line. They jump through these hoops. If you knew the hoops
to not pay taxes, would you do it?
We carry. No, I pay my shit.
Hell no, I wouldn't pay them motherfuckers.
Okay, I have principle and integrity, dog. I don't give a fuck.
You figured out a way not to pay taxes.
Yeah,
or as much taxes as you do now.
I don't create the loopholes. That's the problem.
I don't give a fuck, Christian.
They don't create no
fucking. I don't care, Christian.
They create loopholes.
Come on now.
Those same loopholes are in the paperwork. You just got to take the money, put the magnifying glass, and look for it.
That's all. I agree.
No, but that's your point. You need to have money in order. Like that's
one. You don't have to have money.
No,
you have
to have the lawyers.
Look.
No, you have.
Dude, IBM 1 year paid over 10 million.
There are people that go and do that. It's just you have to be willing to do it.
IBM 1 year paid over 10 million.
I can't believe you think
this money all over across the
richest man in the country shouldn't have to pay taxes.
Listen, IBM 1 year paid over $10 million in retainers for lawyers and accountants, so they didn't have to pay taxes. Think about how much they saved in taxes. If they were going to pay over $10 million.
There's
so
ways
why
not
do
to
you
pay
pay
taxes, right?
Yeah.
There's ways not to pay taxes, right?
So you don't need to pay taxes?
So you pay property tax, right? You pay taxes on
if you own a house,
type
but
of stuff.
not if you
and then you
saying?
buy something and you pay taxes on it 8 times. Because you buy the car brand new, you sell it, then you pay taxes on it again. So
6%.
that's retarded too.
But that's what I'm saying. But there's ways around those things. You just have to go look into the documents to go find those exemptions and shit.
So
that's all they're doing.
That same paperwork.
They're not doing that. They're not doing that at all.
Why don't you?
Their accountant is doing it.
That's like 30,000 pages you got to get through.
That's the
Not only that, you have to understand the language.
There are regular people that go and learn to do these things. That are regular people that don't have all this wealth, bro.
Well, think about
to be willing to put the time into
stimulus check.
They don't.
When they gave that last,
they don't.
But they're not the ones doing it. Other people are going to do this. So while you can go and put your same time into it.
Theoretical. You're talking about something that's theoretical.
You're saying that these millionaires don't go and look into this. They pay people to do it.
They pay people to do it because they have the money because they pay the taxes.
And that's the difference between their resources and why these people you're defending you can't match the resources. Why next year you'll pay taxes and they won't. Regardless of what you're talking about.
I may not. Because I'm going to go look for the information.
Why
didn't you do that this year?
Dude, you can't.
I just found out about it this year. I just found out about it this year.
No, let's keep it real. It's because you're too busy.
No, I just found out about it this year.
Trying to scrape by.
You go read and look
for the information.
Okay, you go read 30,000 pages worth of stuff and understand it.
No, hold on.
We'll see. Let's revisit this next tax season. I wonder if Deuce pays taxes next year.
Ready? When Obama was president, I was able to claim my tools I bought for Home Depot for work. Right? I couldn't claim that shit with Trump. He changed that shit. It had to be $25,000 or more. How many just servicemen are spending $25,000 in a year on tools? Okay, it wasn't for us. He didn't save me. But guess what? If I were to buy a private jet, that shit would have been a full write-off. And the gas.
Locked in.
Write-off. Okay. I wonder who that benefits.
But did you?
I wonder who that benefits.
The rules are in place to benefit those people.
Did you get a stimulus under Trump?
We got a stimulus under Biden. Again, that was the government.
But did you get a stimulus under Trump?
Think about all the businesses that got PPE loans. PPI loans.
How many people? How many people
want to sign off?
There's plenty of other things.
But the state, he issued the money, and the states dished it out. How they saw fit.
It was everyone got the same amount.
No,
everybody got the same amount.
PPE is what got separated by the state.
Okay, and that's the shit.
Not the stimulus check. I didn't do a PPE.
Okay,
I didn't own a business.
I should have did that moment.
But again,
that's on you.
But what I'm saying is, I don't understand where you think that people need to pay their taxes. Here's the thing.
I'm not saying they don't need to pay their taxes, bro. But the thing is you're saying you need to tax them more. You need to hit them with this. You need to hit them with this.
Yeah, but I remember, dog. I remember when younger.
Then they go to other countries, and then you bitch about them taking jobs to other countries.
My wife and I
tax them more. It's like make up your mind, bro. Because businessmen are not going to sit there and lose a shit ton of money.
Did the obligation of listen? When you own a business, when I own a business, I'm gonna be very grateful that I own a business. But I'm also obligated to those who work for me. Okay, I'm also obligated for the society not to fuck them over and give them a bad product. Right now, there's no protections for you or me, and that's fucked. You can make all the money, but there's not the protections.
For what?
You can get the protection.
Yeah, there's regulations, Paul.
There's less and less regulations.
On what?
Just on manufacturing. Again, I talked about our industry. If it was all about consumer rights, our industry wouldn't be allowed to have
barely
aluminum
manufacture
copper.
shit here anymore, bro.
That's bullshit. Goodman, Daikin, Texas.
Straight garbage.
Okay. Train is Texas, Louisiana. Root is in the United States. Every single one of our air conditioning
factories
systems,
or the corporations
where they're manufactured, where they're assembled, in the United States. Toyota. Yeah. So majority of them United States.
And what you're kind
Honda.
of and what Deuce is touching on and what he's afraid of is that you do this to these companies and then they decide, well, we'll take our business elsewhere. Well, hold on, but then one thing I want to say is also part of like the free market and capitalism is that it will be tough if like those companies leave, but other companies will take their place.
And there you go.
You know what I mean? And other entrepreneurs and capitalists will take that place.
Let me say my idea real quick.
In the world, guys.
Let me say
we cannot afford to lose
because we consume them.
But you want to know a problem?
Yes, but you want because we and then the thing is these companies have gone to other countries to make their products and they just sell it to us for more.
Again, okay, for example, two things. One, I want to hit my idea for the tax system, but real quick, our tariff war that we got into, right? Which somehow Ivanka Trump evaded that with China. I don't know because she got in before, but whatever. That's what's going on with the formula. United States had a 42% of our supply was contaminated in this factory.
All them factories blowing up.
The percentage, that happens a lot with those.
No, it don't.
Well, people who work in the industry said otherwise, but it's just shown to you. It's shown to you right now. But listen. But again, the tariff issue with us getting anything out of the country was 17.5% tax. That was implemented through our tariffs with Canada, Mexico, with our previous president, not this one, but somehow Biden's getting that blame. But that's not what I was going to talk about. My idea is this. How about this? Poor, rich, no job, rich, super rich, business, whatever, 15% across the board. That's your tax. There's no loophole. If you're a business and you want to get a cut in your taxes, fine. Is your factory here? Is it American jobs? Is your wages up with the cost of living? Those are how you can get some tax breaks. Not just, hey, listen, we want your business so you don't got to pay anything in taxes. Everyone pay the same amount of taxes, no matter what fucking bracket you're in. And there's no damn loopholes. We all have an obligation as an American citizen to pay our taxes, to pay our dues. We live in this great free country, and we need to pay our HOA.
I think companies like Apple and stuff like that would have to pay taxes. I think why they take their factories and shit into other countries is because they may have to pay these taxes in a way that they can save money is to take the cheaper labor in other countries. Do you see what I'm saying? So it has a cause and effect. You know
why do we reward that?
What do you mean reward it?
Why do we reward you going and just finding cheaper labor when you can just do it here? Again, it's
cheaper.
Think about how much
significantly.
But think about how much billions of dollars really is when you break it down.
Here's the thing: when you're doing business, you have to be able to entice someone to come to the table. And you're not going to do that with these corporations.
That's where morals, integrity, and principle come into play.
But that is not okay. Well, see that moral high ground is part of what I was preaching to earlier.
Part of the issue with the what you're talking about in the capitalism
that was it.
In the capitalist system is that these companies will always have an obligation to stockholders and to year over year have better numbers and profits and growth.
It's every quarter now. It's not even year. They have quarterly meetings.
It's true.
That they have to be in the green.
So at some point, that system's not in place to accept that there's a kind of like max out. There's a max out on how much money you can make if you want to keep up with things like inflation and stuff like that. It has no moral compass there. Right. So it's like, well, but that's what ends up getting lost in that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think
when that's your system is that, hey, people need to invest in this. They need to make more in the stock market because our revenue's up quarterly.
You'll never catch up.
I think it's
you'll never be one of them.
See, here's the problem, but it's not about really being one of them. It's about sitting there and making enough that's comfortable for you. And that's the thing.
But that number,
you should have the choice.
But that number is
you should have the choice as a CEO of fucking Tesla. If you took it from the ground up to take it as far as you feel, if that means evolving it to something that literally it turns into space travel, back and forth to different planets or whatever it is, he should have the right to make as much money as he needs to make that happen. Okay. But the thing is, you cannot you can't get things like that, Paul, if you sit here and you put limitations on people. And that's just my point.
So let me ask you this: does this set like a little sickening to you? During the pandemic, workers lost over $3.5 trillion. You got
anything to say about this?
Businesses in America gained over $5.9 trillion. So somehow workers lost all that money, but businesses made out. It's almost as if there was no thought of, hey, we're in a global crisis. Let's make sure that the consumer, the people who have to live in this country, because listen, the poorer it gets, the worse it's going to be for us as a country. Again, look at the Middle East. There was a point where that was the most thriving place on earth. Okay, and then corruption and greed took over. So again, where is the end?
I can't say so.
That's my problem. Where does it stop?
I don't even know if I'm on topic, but I work in a nursing home, right?
Right.
So before COVID, people were working. Obviously, so people started getting COVID, quitting, leaving. So then they start working for agencies. Mm-hmm. So they start working for agencies, coming in. They can work when they want to. Obviously, they don't get benefits, but they're making more money than the regular CNAs and nurses who are on the floor, right? Mm-hmm. So then we couldn't keep people in. So now they're taking away care of the residents because they showed up when they wanted to. They went and worked. They quit and went and worked for agency because they can make more money.
So why don't they pay you guys more? That's
well,
what
they can only pay based on what they make. But I'm not really.
Here's my problem.
So then the state of Florida went and then, which helped, kind of helped. But anyway, they made it to where it's you can only have so many hours. They lowered the hours per patient. You know, like you take your kids on a field trip, you got to have 6 people.
I think
so they lowered it. So then they're getting less care.
Right. So isn't the issue that your job isn't offering competitive wage?
Exactly.
I think the problem. I think
they did that through the whole state of Florida.
Yes, but here's
the
problem.
They paid you more than people would have stayed with you.
But you got to think, these people, you giving them benefits too.
Right.
So you're giving them health insurance, but the people who are with the agency, they don't get health insurance.
But the point is like that to those people, it still didn't outweigh.
But I think the big picture though is
because
that
they didn't care about
you
the
don't
vacation
look at how
time
much
and
money
benefits
it takes to run these big corporations too. So you're saying that they're getting write-offs and shit like that, but the expenses that it takes to run the company. Because here's the thing: when you think about everything down to the clothes, the uniform that you get. Right, you feel what I'm saying? The pension, insurance, the car you drive, the tools you use to do the job for some of these big corporations. That's an expense.
Name
company.
a big corporation.
The gas that they spend.
Nike.
Nike. You could do Amazon. You feel what I'm saying? You could do any big corporation. They have expenses.
Well, of course they got.
So
expenses.
it's like you have to weigh in their expenses
you
too.
Is one expense.
Exactly, and then there's salaries on top.
So
of
Nike, after 12 months in February 2022, was their profit was $21.631 billion. So they couldn't pay people more. So if they made
see how many,
hold on.
But
how does that go into
billions? We're not talking about millions.
But
billions.
hold on, what goes in? But they have to now.
So they couldn't make 10. Hold on, just let me finish. This is profit. So this is after your expense. Okay, 10 billion wouldn't be enough.
Well, sometimes companies also buy up other companies. I agree that they should be taxed. Don't get me wrong.
No, but I'm not talking about tax. But I'm talking about. So if you work at the Nike store and you make $14 an hour, they couldn't afford to pay $18.
But Paul, you don't know what other expenses are going to come after that profit that they're going to have to reinvest back into the company to keep it moving forward.
They buy other companies.
They have to invest and build facilities and things like that.
A 29% increase from the last year, and that was during the fucking pandemic. 29%.
They had Kaepernick. They had your boy Cap.
But they had sports also, though, too, dog. You have to think about that. Sports didn't really stop during the pandemic.
Guys, thank you for tuning in.
You know what I mean?
This is a great episode.
Yeah, we really went really long.
We're going hard.
I'm getting divorced.
Yeah, I got to slide.
I appreciate the conversation.
I got to ride. I got to glide.
Y'all were amazing. Deuce, appreciate you. Hey, thank you for coming through again.
Media.
Check him out on the social media.
Oh, my bad.
Gates Open Media. Check him out. Paul, appreciate you for coming through with the sauce and the meats. Like, share, subscribe. Sit in Politic Podcast. We're here. Real Spill. We're in the building. Instagram, TikTok, all that. Just go ahead and show the